Now, causes of rapid increase in populations. Now, there are main two causes of rapid increase in population or fast increase in population, that is birth rate and death rate. That is increase in birth rate, that also leads to increase in population, and decrease in death rate, or we can say that low death rate, it can lead to increase in population. Now, birth rate, the formula for birth rate is the number of live births during a year divided by the total population of the country into 1000, because birth rate and death rate, it is counted per 1000 persons. Same way, death rate, that is number of people who die in a given year divided by total population into 1000. Now, birth rate, we can say that is it shows the number of children born for every 1000 people during the given year. Now, birth rate, it is not shown as a percentage form, but it is shown per 1000 persons, we can say. That is, for every 1000 people, how much is the addition taking place, that is shown. Now, here comparison shown between 1951 and 2011. So, in 1951, the birth rate per 1000 persons was 39.9, and in 2011 it was 21.8. So, what we can say? We can see that there is a decrease in birth rate. So, in 1951, the extent of birth rate in India, that was 39.9, which decreased to 21.8 in year 2011. So, there was a difference of round about 18 point. So, that is a slow reduction in the birth rate. And the main reason for this reduction, that is the low level of education, preference for male child, and low income levels, etc. Death rate. Now, death rate means it shows the number of people who die per 1000 people during a given year. That is, per 1000 people or per 1000 persons, how many number of people are dying. The formula, that is number of people who die in a given year divided by total population into 1000. Now, here also we can see the comparison between 2 years, that is year and death rate per 1000 persons, year 1951 and year 2011. Now, as you can see in this table, that is in 1951 it was 27.4, and in year 2011 it decreased to 7.1. So, what we can conclude from this, that is the death rate in India in 1951 was 27.4, which fell to 7.1 in 2011. That is a difference of round about 20.3. So, it is much higher than fall in birth rate, we can say. And the main causes for this death rate are control of famines, then improvement in quality of life, nutritious food, increase and improvement in medical services, we can say. Because of that, the death rate has decreased. Then spread of education, then improved in medical science. So, because of medical science, many lives are saved. So, that is also a main reason, we can say, in decreasing death rate. And research in the field of surgery, control of infectious diseases. Now, causes of high birth rate. So, it is divided in main three factors, that is social factors, economic factors, and other factors. So, social factors, if we discuss, that is the main reason, or the main reason for social factors are universality of marriage, that is marriage is compulsory in India, as we know, early marriage and widow remarriage, preference for a male child, and joint family system. Then economic factors, if we discuss, that is low level of education, low level income, and high infant mortality rate. And except these two, that is other factors, that is high fertility rate and lack of family planning information. Now, social factors. So, social factors, first one is universality of marriage. Now, as we know that in India, marriage is considered as a religious ritual, And if a person is not married, or if any unmarried person is there, the society doubts his credibility. So to escape from this, man and woman, they enter into an institution of marriage. So compared to the advanced countries, if we say, in India most women they marry, so universality of marriage, or this leads to high birth rate, we can say. Second is early marriage and widow remarriage. Now as we know that before round about 40 to 50 years, the early marriages, or the people were married at a very small age, that is round about 12 or 13 years. So child marriage, it is prevalent in many parts of the country, still it is there, we can say. So as they get married at an early age, their fertility span is very long. So this results in the birth of more children. And widow remarriages act in India, so which has been supported by many, and thus widow remarriage has become common nowadays. So therefore that has also resulted in high birth rate among our country. Third comes is preference for a male child. Now according to the typical Indian mentality, they always prefer a male child over a girl child, we can say. And as we all know that Indian society, or India is a society which is male dominated, we can say, which gives more importance to a male child. So India society is male dominated, and more importance is given to sons rather than the daughters. Now there are three reasons why male child is given preference over daughters. That is, first one, it is believed that if a son is born in a family, so it can stop the ancestors or the family to go in hell after they die. Second one is for procreation, and third one is that is to support them financially during old age. That is, when the parents get old, the male child can support them financially. So these three main reasons are stated for the preference of a male child. Fourth one comes is joint family system. Now there is the prevalence of joint family system in the rural areas of India, whereas in other parts we can find nuclear families more. So as a result, the financial responsibility of the upbringing of a child, it is distributed among all the family members. Hence the child does not become a burden, which leads to high birth rate. So these are the four factors, that is social factors for high birth rate. Now economic factors. So economic factors, first one is low level of education. Now education and population growth, they have a very complex relationship, we can say. This is so because regarding female education, inadequate education makes it difficult to understand the need for small families, and as a result the size of the family increases, or size tends to become large, we can say. Education and the number of children in a family, they have inverse relationship all over the world. So it has been found that as compared to illiterate women, the women who had primary education give birth to less number of children, and whereas that for middle school educated and secondary school educated as compared to the primary school educated women. So from this experience we can say that the birth rate is high because of illiteracy and low level of education. That is, the girls or the women, those who are educated, they prefer less number of children as compared to the illiterate women, we can say. Second comes is low level income. That is, if the family income is low, so the birth of a child is considered to be an asset rather than a burden. Now why it is considered to be an asset? Because they think that more the persons, more the income. This is the mentality of the people. Now it is expected the child also contributes to the income of the family in future. Even today we see children working in small eateries or in tea stalls. That is, the poor people or laborers' children, they still work. So if a child is born, they consider him as an asset instead of burden in the people those who are having low income. Third one is high infant mortality rate. Now, out of every 1,000 children born in a given year, the number of child deaths before 1 year of age, that is before a child completes 1 year of age, how many children die, that is known as infant mortality rate. Now, if we compare the data for 1951 and 2011 year, so in 1951 the infant mortality rate was 146 for every 1,000 live births, whereas in 2011 it decreased to 41.40. So the extent of infant mortality rate, it is quite high in India as compared to the other developed countries, we can say. So in India, as we can see, in 1951 it was 146, which fell to 41.40 in year 2011, but still this rate is considered very high. So the main reason for high infant mortality rate, we can say, it is poverty, or less care is given or less care is taken for the girl child, we can say. Then lack of nutritious food, frequent abortions among women, age old practices in the upbringing of a child. Then inadequate proper medical facilities are not available, that is also there. Less gap between two children. So these are some of the reasons for high infant mortality rate. Then comes other factors. So high fertility rate, that is, now in a given year, out of every 1,000 females in the age group of 15 to 49 years, how many live birth children are given birth, that is known as fertility rate. Now, Indian population structure, high fertility is a specialty. Now let us analyze it. In 1961, the average of women in this age group gave birth to 6 children, which fell to, or which decreased to 3 in year 2011. Still, this is considered to be high, and two reasons can be given for this high fertility rate. That is, first one is early marriage. So early marriage leads to a longer fertility period, we can say. And second one is the proportion of unmarried women in the total number of women in the fertile age group is very low. Second comes lack of family planning information. Now family planning, nowadays if you have seen, educated people mostly they talk about family planning, right? Before, when the peoples were not so educated, that time they were not knowing about family planning and all this words. So family planning, it refers to the decision on the size of family and making gap between two children based on proper understanding. For example, we can say planned parenthood. So in India, poverty, social customs and religious beliefs combined with the low level of education has acted as an obstacle to family planning. Moreover, lack of knowledge regarding the instructions of contraceptions and sometimes scarcity of those leads to high birth rate, we can say. Now the second comes is causes of low death rate. So there are 4 important points in that. First one is improvement in standard of living. Second is control over epidemics. Third is control on drought and protection against natural calamities and transportation facilities. So improvement in standard of living, that is the way they live, better quality, better things we use. Control over epidemics, we can say, that is control over diseases or threatening diseases like measles, malaria, etc. Control on drought. So agriculture and that will be abundant. If otherwise, if drought is there, if you have not managed it properly, then there will be scarcity of food, even we can say, in certain areas. And last one is protection against natural calamities like tsunami, floods, etc. Let us study in detail. Like first one, improvement in standard of living. So standard of living of the people, it has improved because of the rise in income of the people. Obviously, if income of the people will increase, their purchasing power will increase, and if purchasing power increases, they will improve their way of living due to it. for example, people of our country, they have now started getting better quality of food grains, better housing, better healthcare services, better education, so which has led to decrease in death rate. Second is control over epidemics. So in the beginning of 20th century, there were life-threatening diseases like measles, malaria, tuberculosis, which raised the death rate. But at the end of 20th century, if we talk, because of the development, it resulted in extraordinary progress and innovation of various immunization vaccines, which has resulted in successful control over the aforesaid diseases and death rate. So because of that also there is low death rate. Third one, that is control on drought. So science and technology led to control over drought. As a result, the death caused by hunger could be stopped. So there is a considerable increase in the supply of food grains was registered after year 1966. That is when Green Revolution was introduced in India. And food grains we can easily transport from one place to another. That is where the food grains are in abundant supply. It is more in supply. We can supply it to the areas where it is scarce or where there is less amount of food grains. So we can prevent people from starvation related deaths. And the last one is protection against natural calamities and transportation facilities. So in earlier times, the natural calamities like earthquake, tsunami, landslides, famines, floods, they led to high death rate. If such calamities occur now in any part of the country, then immediate relief can be made available by enabling the availability of basic requirements like food grains, medicines or medical facilities, so which can reduce death rate up to some extent, we can say. Now measures to control population. We have studied what are the reasons for increase in population, the reason for high birth rate, the reason for low death rate. Now we'll study some of the measures which we can take to control population. First one is mass education and awareness. Now, as we all know that the spread of education, it changes the outlook of the people or the way they think. The educated men, they prefer delay marriage and adopt small family norms. And educated women are health conscious and they avoid frequent pregnancies and thus help in lowering birth rate, we can say. So it is necessary to make people realize this importance of small families to reduce birth rate. So for that it is necessary to propagate and spread education or awareness among them. For that we can take or we can do various programs, like it can be telecasted through visual media, or in school and colleges expert lectures need to be arranged. Awareness can be created through the plays, mimes, songs, etc. Now if we compare, that is in the year 2000, the population policy, its emphasis was placed on women upliftment, and demographers, they believed that education is the best method for population control. Second comes is effectiveness of family planning program. Now to make family program more effective along with public awareness, family planning services and incentives were also increased. Now it is essential to create simple, easy and affordable availability of contraceptives. In the population policy of 2000, changes were made in the programs related to family planning by reducing the importance of sterilization. Emphasis was placed on preventing unwanted pregnancy through preventive methods. Third one comes is increasing the age of marriage and raising the status of women. Now, as we know that fertility depends on the age of marriage. So, the minimum age of marriage, it should be raised. Now, in India, if we talk, so minimum age for marriage is 21 years for man and 18 years for women, which is fixed by law. And this law should be firmly implemented and people should also be made aware of this through publicity. But still, despite this, in villages, still the child marriages are there. Now, by raising the legal age of marriage, particularly for women, if we say, so reduction in birth rate can be achieved. Now, as per the population policy of 2000, encouragement was given to the raising the age of marriage for women from 18 to 20 years if possible. And if women's status is raised in the society in comparison to men, and if equal opportunities are given to in this matter of education and employment, such women will control the family size. Next comes incentives and disincentives. So the incentives and disincentives that are offered by the government, it plays a very important role in family planning. For instance, we can say that those couples who undergo sterilization are given financial compensation by the government, and China has adopted this policy, that is for disincentives or discouragement to control rising population, so in which number of facilities are withdrawn from those couples who have two or more than two children. But recently this some relaxations have been given. And in India, if we talk about, so in the elections of local self government, couple those who are having two or more than two children, they cannot contest in the elections. Next comes is expansion in medical services and its growing effectiveness. Now, as we all know that if medical services are advanced, new inventions are made, we can lower death rate by good medical facilities, right? So in India, death rate, it has come out, but it is still higher than some of the developed countries. So with the help of science, there has been an increase in the services and facilities for childbirth and health of the newborn. Universalization and effectiveness of vaccination, and to make it effective, awareness regarding communicable diseases like AIDS is to be increased. Reduction in various infectious diseases and sex related diseases, etc. It can bring about a reduction in death rate and infant mortality rate. If we talk about India, so India was the first country in the world to introduce population policy to control population. A committee was set up to frame new population policy of 2000 under the chairmanship of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. So various measures were taken to control populations, how the population can be controlled.